Imagine a Canada without expansive lakes, mighty rivers, lazy marshes, rich coastal estuaries, and wild peatlands. We are truly lucky to have such an abundance of aquatic environments to explore and collectively benefit from coast to coast to coast. Water bodies define Canada culturally, historically, and geographically, and are readily accessible to all Canadians. This important aspect of the Canadian identity deserves attention, especially at a time when water quality and quantity are huge issues around the world and right in our backyard. In the last year, we've seen significant changes to some of our country's strongest environmental laws, particularly those that are meant to protect aquatic habitats and the wildlife that depend on them. The Federal Fisheries Act, the Canadian Environmental Assessment Act, and the Navigable Waters Protection Act have all been subject to significant changes, and Canadians didn't have an opportunity to comment on the changes to those laws before they were proposed. Now more than ever, Canada has laws and regulations in place that seem to favor economic and industrial development over recreation and the protection of aquatic habitats, which seems backwards. We at Nature Canada wanted to remind Canada's decision makers of the fact that water bodies are an integral part of the Canadian experience. That's why we initiated the I Love My Lake Declaration. Originally a signed declaration, we realized that using videos and the power of social media, we could give each person signing the declaration a chance to speak directly to decision makers, one-on-one, about the water body they love. By giving Canadians an opportunity to share their love for waterscapes with others, including policymakers, we hope to illustrate just how much Canada loves its water. Despite what has happened to environmental laws in 2012, we want the I Love My Lake message to be a positive one, because it's so easy for decision makers, and even regular people, to ignore or disregard critical messages and behaviors. To date, we've put out our casting call for videos to more than 10,000 people by email, including our Facebook community of more than 2,000 and our more than 8,000 tweets. And we have some great submissions. Here's a sample from our first group. In the coming months, we'll be collecting more submissions and uploading them to our YouTube channel, IHeartLakes, all one word, for the world to enjoy. Nature Canada is also hard at work here in the nation's capital at a superb wildlife habitat called the Lac des Chênes Important Bird Area. We're asking people here in the capital region to help us celebrate, raise awareness of, protect, and monitor this important bird area, or IBA, which we call our naturehood, because it's nature right in our urban backyard. Since this area is known as a lake, on a major Canadian river no less, the Ottawa River, we are asking Ottawans and Gatinois to contribute video declarations for Lac des Chênes too. Stay tuned for those entries. We'll also be working with the organization Living Lakes Canada to promote the video declaration to members of its growing national network, which Nature Canada belongs to as well. Keep an eye out for some very special video declarations leading up to and during Canada Water Week in March 2013. And last, but definitely not least, for April 2013, we'll compile a montage of all the video declarations we've received, which will be presented publicly and online, and sent to Ministers Kent and Ashfield, along with all of our signed paper declarations. Thank you very much to everyone who supported our project, and most especially the Small Change Fund.